Hello internet, hello. Yeah, hello to this video, welcome, hello and welcome. We are going to take a look at Solstice again, actually, but this time around I actually know what I'm talking about. Some guy in the forums gifted me coins. He just straight up bought me coins and told me, you go do a Solstice video after having played the hero. And I was like, okay. So I bought Solstice. I of course only bought the hero, not any avatars. And I can still afford the next early access hero, not avatar. The next early access hero as well. So you are gonna get an early video on that one as well. Isn't that great? Isn't that amazing? I love you, dude. You are amazing. Anyways, so I played the hero and he's so much fun. So great, so great. So what are we going to do? First of all, I'm gonna tell you about his abilities, and I will give you a short rundown on strategies on how to play him. I will then talk a little bit about a few scenarios I had in game after talking about items though. So we're gonna do that before we talk about the scenarios. And that's gonna be today's video. So I hope you enjoyed it, and let's start off with the abilities right away.
Now, before we get into any actual game, I first of all want to explain what this hero can do. Now let's start off with his second ability instead of with his first, because I feel like this is his most important ability. In my opinion, this is his signature ability, but we're gonna get into that a little bit later on. So if you place down this, it's gonna create a field that gives us vision, as you can see, and deals a little bit of damage over time. Lasts 8 seconds, deals 20 to 50 damage. Now, I just want to get into the math for this one, but 8 seconds, 20 damage at level 1, that's 160 damage and a huge... Just take a look at that AoE, in that much of an AoE at level 1. That's crazy. And of course it reveals, so we can see there's another Solstice over here. Now let's just charge the Solstice with our Blinding Rush, which is our first ability. Gonna charge the enemy, stun him as soon as we get there. Gives us a little bit of magic armor and physical armor while charging. The stun has a little bit of AoE, pretty much a very short magma stun actually. And as you can see, it cuts down through trees. Passive, very great actually. Oh, this one is... yeah. On every third strike, we get a cleave. That's gonna deal a little bit of additional damage and cleave our hit. And also it gives us cleave lifesteal, which is very interesting actually. Usually such abilities don't convert into cleave, but yeah, we get a little bit of cleave to lifesteal as well. This ability actually deals more damage to creeps than heroes, which is interesting and strange. You usually have it the other way around. Now, if we just go to his ultimate is kind of crazy. Let's just channel it in any direction. Boom. Yeah, that's a lot of damage, a lot of AoE. It deals, as you can see, this is the radius of this ability, it's crazy. It deals 400 to 800 magic damage, depending on how long you've channeled it. You can channel it for up to 3 seconds, slows down enemies that get hit. Actually, the slow is consistent. You don't get more slow if you channel it for a longer duration, which we can definitely use, but we're gonna get into that later on. And as you can see, the AoE is gigantic. It's absolutely ridiculous. Now, something we have to note about this ability is that if we get disrupted instead of disrupting it ourselves, like stopping a channel, like if I go to the enemy right here, channel it and cancel the channel, it's gonna go off. Okay, that's pretty obvious. So let's just channel and have him break the channel. As you can see, the channel didn't go off, so you have to keep that in mind. If you're about to get stunned, please press S. You're gonna get off the channel, at least the channel you channeled so far. It's not gonna be the maximum channel, but it's better than nothing, which is what you're gonna get if you get disrupted. So let's go into the nighttime actually. So nighttime ultimate is pretty much the same, except for the fact that it fears instead of slowing. Again, fear is consistent, 1.5 seconds. Doesn't matter how long you channeled. Other than that, it's exactly the same ability. And again, nighttime is a lot stronger than daytime, simply because the fear is pretty much a stun. It's a 1.5 second AoE stun. And as you can see, the AoE can be ridiculous. but it doesn't have to be. Now, his third ability provides, again, additional damage on every third hit, but this time around it's not gonna cleave, it's just gonna be single target damage. It's gonna be a lot more damage, it's also gonna provide lifesteal. It's pretty simple. Now, the second ability is not as good as the daytime form. Gives us a little bit of vision for a very short duration, and any enemy that gets hit by it is gonna get revealed for 8 seconds. This enemy can move around as much as they want to, it doesn't matter at all. As long as they're hit by it, they're gonna get revealed for the full 8 seconds, based on a debuff. Now, the Blinding Rush, or what's it called? Shadow Dash, is also a little bit different. It's pretty much the same except for the fact that it doesn't stun. You don't cut down trees while charging, you're invisible instead of having the additional armor. And once you get to the enemy, you put out 3 very quick hits, which is crazy good. So, that's everything I have to say about the abilities, and let's keep going.
Now, while playing the hero, I noticed that a lot of players like to go jungle with Solstice. And I first of all was like, I guess if everybody goes jungle, I might as well too. Because there got to be something to it. It's not like these players are gonna go jungle without knowing what they are doing. Turns out, yeah, jungle is pretty stupid, don't do it. It's just a waste. It's just a straight up waste. It's not bad. That's not what I'm saying. Like, jungle with this hero is actually quite viable. Jungle with this hero is not terrible by no means. He can jungle very easily. You just go to the easy camp, stack it, you go to the medium camp, stack it, take out both of those, you're going to be around level 3 at that point, and with level 3 you can very easily go gank either the mid lane, which you can do even from your own jungle, which is great because the charge has such a huge radius. And with the cleave you can take down all of those camps, and you just keep doing that. And you have to play very aggressively though, but that's not a problem. You want that from your jungler anyways. So jungling is viable. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm definitely not saying it's bad. As you can see right here, it works pretty well. It's by no means terrible. Early game provides you with a lot, and yeah, it's not bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that going mid with this hero is amazing. Amazing. This hero is very easily the best solo mid hero in the game. Okay, let's not go full retard with this one, but he's easily one of the best mid heroes in the game. It's just amazing. The Illuminate provides you with 20 damage per second over 8 seconds in a huge fucking radius. The radius is ridiculous on that ability. So all you have to do is go on the mid, place the Illuminate down, and wait for your enemy to just start crying. I have made players rage quit just because of that ability. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculously powerful. It provides you with so much lane dominance. And even though it pushes the lane, that's actually not that big of a deal in the mid lane. It's really not. Now, the nice thing is, you place down the Illuminate. Okay, so that's gonna harass your enemy. You then skill up your second ability. No, that's wrong, that's the Illuminate. Your third ability, the Cleave, you skill that up once. You get 1 point into that. Which is gonna give you lifesteal necessary to stay alive and take the return harassment from your enemies. So they are now not gonna like harassing you because they are first of all gonna take a lot of damage themselves, and it's kind of a waste of time, to be honest. So now your enemy is entirely frustrated, taking a lot of damage, not really able to deal any damage to you, and you are just sitting there farming. And the nice thing is, if done correctly, if you get enough creep kills, you can keep on spamming the Illuminate till the first rune spawns and you get your bottle. With the bottle, you just refresh your mana, get the rune, because the enemy really can't do anything about it. You got the charge at this point, because you're gonna be level 3, and you want to skill up the charge. But you got the charge, and now your enemy really can't race you for the rune, because if they get there, you're just gonna charge them, stun them, get the rune, and maybe, if you're lucky, even gonna take them out. And they really don't want that. They really don't like that. So this is great. This is just gonna benefit you so much, and they really can't do shit about it. It just locks them down throughout the entirety of the laning phase. Like, I've been going up against Draconis, Hellbringer, Ugi, pretty much, yeah, a lot of heroes. I tried a lot. I think I played against a Poly at one point, Soul Stealer, all of which were just dominated. They didn't have a chance at all. It wasn't fun for them. A lot of players even complained in the chat how broken this ability is, how ridiculous this ability is. And yes, it is, because you can't do anything against it. Now, the nice thing about this ability is actually you only have to get 1 point into it. It scales up by 10 damage per level, which is over 80 damage per level. But to be honest, scaling it up, not all that good. Why? Because the nighttime version of Illuminate isn't as powerful. It is good, it's definitely a good ability, but yeah, you rather have the damage from your passive. And you want to skill up your charge, of course, primary. So you want to get 4 points into that at level 7. 1 point into Illuminate, 1 point into the passive, the ultimate. Whenever you can get the ultimate, just has so many uses. It's so great. And you then just keep on going. You get the passive up, and at around level 8 or 9, whenever the 12 minute mark. No, my cat confused me. So I got a cat now. Hello, cat. Anyways, he probably doesn't like this. You haven't seen this one, did you? Yeah, I have showed you the other two, but this is the third one. Yeah, he doesn't like being carried around. But anyways, we're gonna ignore that now. You disturbed my video. No, cat, no. Anyways, so, well, this is going great. No, okay. What was I talking about? I forgot. Yeah. The nighttime version of Illuminate just isn't as good. It's great, and it works. It's just you rather have the damage. And at around 7.5 minutes, which is the time when you turn to the nighttime version of yourself, because it turns night, you want to start ganking. You really want to start playing aggressively, because you want to use those 7.5 minutes. Now, the problem with the daytime Solstice, even though the charge in theory looks better, like you get the stun out of it, you get additional armor while charging, in theory you might think that the daytime version of Solstice is stronger. Wrong, plain out wrong. It's just not true. Why is it not true? The problem with daytime Solstice, if you charge someone and you get stunned, you get mini stunned, if your enemy blinks away, it's just, well, I guess that didn't work out at all. I guess we're gonna go do something different now. But with the nighttime version of Solstice, because you turn it visible while charging, you just suddenly appear next to your enemy, and they really can't do anything about it. They get slowed down. You start pounding in those hits, and because of the now nighttime version of the passive, you have a lot more single target burst, and it just destroys everything. It's ridiculously powerful. It really is. If done well, you can actually time it so that you have one counter on the passive. You charge in, your first hit gets the passive, get 2 more hits in, and the third one, without the effect of the charge, you're gonna get him either way, because the enemy is slowed down. That's 2 times the passive, and your enemy is just gonna drop instantly. You really want to make use of nighttime, yeah, for as long as you can. And now we are kind of going into items. Items I like to pick up on this hero. First of all, you want, of course, the bottle and the steam boots. Starting off with the usual Logger's Hatchet and Iron Shield combination. Or Iron Buckler, I think it's Iron Buckler. I forget. Anyways, you get what I'm getting at. You want to start off with those. It's great. Yeah, like you get the Tangos, you get the Iron Buckler, you get the Logger's Hatchet. You then go for the bottle and the boots. You can then get steam boots. You really want steam boots. Ghost Marcher is just a waste. It just doesn't benefit you. I just don't think it's that good. Now, the item I would recommend getting, and that's just like my personal favorite, it would be Insanitarius. I just feel like this hero was made having Insanitarius in mind. Insanitarius is overall a great item. I think it's very underrated, provides with so much, but especially on this hero. He needs tankiness, he needs damage, he needs attack speed. Especially attack speed. And Insanitarius provides him with all of those. And he's a strength hero with kind of an agility style skill set. So you can buy the Insanitarius, get additional damage, get additional HP, charge and use everything. Just works great with him. It's just amazing. Insanitarius worked so good. I get it every game. Basically, I get my Steam Woods and then I get the Insanitarius. From this point on, I usually get either the Shield Breaker if I need a lot more damage, but if I'm thinking, okay, I already got enough damage, I can go for more of a, let's say, late game build, or more of a survivability style build. That's a lot safer than Shield Breaker actually. I usually go for the Whispering Helm into the Demonic, or the Whispering Helm into the Shrunken Head. The Whispering Helm helps you immensely. It's just great. And allows basically for infinite jungling, and you can keep the Insanitarius on during any team fight permanently. Which you don't want to do. You want to use the Insanitarius smart, which is gonna be an entirely different video in of itself. I'm gonna create one on Insanitarius pretty soon, I think. But another item build order that worked great is a little bit less fun, isn't as effective, and definitely lame. It's definitely lame. So you don't want that. If you're a man, you get Insanitarius. You could even get Insanitarius Elder Parasite. That's a super manly route. Though that didn't work out as well. Like, you really rather have Insanitarius and Whispering Helm or Insanitarius Shieldbreaker instead of the Elder Parasite. But if you're super manly, get Elder Parasite. Now, if you aren't manly at all, you get... what's it called? I don't even remember the item. It's so not manly. Hammer of the Black Legion, exactly, that's what I was talking about. You get Hammer of the Black Legion, and then the Shieldbreaker. This works. It works great, provides you with a lot of survivability, provides you with a lot of damage. Now, let's just put this out there, Insanitarius does the same things too. Just one item and it's a lot more fun. So please get Insanitarius, but if you don't want the Insanitarius, the... what's it called? Hammer of the Black Legion and Shieldbreaker combination works amazing on this hero as well. You then want to go into the same items I mentioned before, Shrunken Head and Demonic. Just crush on this hero. If it's very late, I would recommend going for damage instead of survivability though. So the Savage Mace instead of the Behemoth's Heart. If you get the point. Damage works better because you have the inbuilt lifesteal. Now this hero is interesting because we have to talk about timing, and yeah, now this is something I already mentioned in my first look video on this hero. Something I don't like is how you don't have control over what form you are playing. So you always have to keep time in mind. If it's 7.5 minutes and you turn it to nighttime, you want to use those 7.5 minutes until 15 minutes to gank and gank and gank and play very aggressively to build yourself an advantage so you can farm from the 15 minutes to 22.5 minutes on. Because during that time you're going to have the daytime sources, and daytime sources is just so weak compared to the nighttime version. It just provides you with a lot less. Daytime sources is better at laning, but that's about it. And farming, actually. Yeah, the cleave provides you with a lot of farming potential and you want to use that. And from then 22.5 to 30 minutes you want to finish the game usually. Which is very much possible because I personally, while playing the hero, was at around 500 GPM pretty much every time. So, yeah. Now let's get into scenarios and then finish up this video.
We are just gonna take a look at a few team fights. So, I dodged the Kraken ultimate, go back in, stun both the Mage Bane and the Kraken, and I'm now dropping really low, tanking both the Glaciers and all of the other heroes. Now I managed to take out the Kraken, Mage Bane goes down, activate the Insanitarius to get all of my HP back, get back up to 475 and manage to get out of there alive. Next fight, which says already dropping pretty low. It's pretty sure that we're gonna get him, but my charge hits and we finish him off. Now, Pandemonium manages to stun the Magnus. I just quickly activate the ultimate to get a little bit of burst and the slow, and we finish him off because of that. In this fight, Magnus initiates, and he's already putting out a lot of damage. My team is doing pretty good in this fight, but here we go with the full power Solstice ultimate, finishing off both the Witch Day and the Pandemonium, and all I have to do now is just kind of finish off everyone that was still alive, get the quad kill, and we won the game because of this fight. Now, right here I'm gonna take a lot of pressure before the fight even starts. The wolves, the rocket, the silencing shot. And I'm already pretty low, but the Astrolabe comes out, which they use as a stun. And we're gonna see a nice cap field right here, but I instantly killed the Empath. Just take a look at my items, it's not all that offensive, but Hattrick coming out, I pretty much instantly killed everybody on their team. I used my ultimate to fear the Pandemonium because I was fearing his ultimate, and we will be able to finish off the genocide. And now one last fight, in which I died very early, and I got back alive actually. That fight lasted that long. Now, they are still chasing my teammates, but I position myself on top of the hill. The nice thing about the ultimate is, you don't see the channel. You don't. Because of that, they kept chasing, got hit by the full power ultimate, and we just finished them off very easily.
So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please leave a comment, and leave a like, leave a Facebook like. And if you're new to the channel, if you haven't watched any other of my videos, or maybe you have watched some of them because some are actually pretty popular, but you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I put out quality content, at least that's what I like to think. And I do have a cool hat. And I demand a Pandemonium hat from S2 Games and a Sapphire hat. I want these two. You have to start selling those, because I'm gonna be the first one to buy them. Until then, I'm gonna have to stick with the League of Legends hat. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I still have this one. So, we just may move on to this. But I actually like the League of Legends hat better. So, and yeah, so, is there anything left to say? No, there is not. See you next time.